Alright, Commander. The tracker Nier had set up led to an area... Wait, underground? Is that the reason the tracker signals were cut off? The attack seems to have brought in attention of quite a few quirks though, so unless our communications work as well as it always does, please don't be rash and report every finding you can so we can get immediate help if we need to. We've planned for you to check out our convoy first before following the tracker, but that should not prove to be effective in time, so I'll send you for his last known signal instead. That'll be all for the briefing for this mission. Oh, there's one last thing I need to say. If you come face to face with those Cyclops, please leave more than a dent in their mass for me, alright? Make them look like the convoy if you can. Maybe leave some holes here and there. Flashes of metal. Follow the trail leading into the underground facility. Luckily, we didn't find any quarks on the way here, but this might be something much more than quarks.
Mission start.
This place is much larger and cleaner. The archives only mention this as an abandoned ruin of a factory. Commander, M.A.S.S signal is moving into your position.
Found you. Intruder. Intruder. Destroy. Intruder possesses dangerous arms.
Patrolling M.A.S.S units, but unmanned. I thought this technology is still too ineffective to be used.
Alert all units.
Well, there's no going back now, Commander. More of them. I've detected units with long-range weapons. Please avoid their attacks if possible.
Destroy the intruder. Intruder.
Commander, I don't think they'd like us being here. Let's hope we can find our cargo and get out as soon as we can. Commander, the signal was from that large room behind the light screen. Check if you can find any terminals to disable it. Commander, Quinn mentioned she'll be able to help you reroute the access keys from other terminals in the area. There should be at least 2 in the area behind. Search for them, but be prepared for their defense units. Commander, an access terminal that can be used is located around the corner. Take care of the M.A.S.S units and we'll work on the terminal later. Commander, there should be a terminal nearby. As well as enemies. Quickly dispatch them so we can work on the terminal. Commander, the area should be accessible now. You should have quite a while before they rewire the systems. Both you and I know there'll be enemies waiting. Be careful.
Great work discovering us here, but you won't leave this place with your mass. And by the time you get back, we'll all be gone.
Was that the enemy? Oh, Commander, look out. They're bringing some heavy firepower. Take extra caution to avoid those explosives, or maybe get rid of them first.
It seems we've underestimated you too much, but nonetheless, that was still too late. I do hope we'll meet in the future. I know I'll be able to have fun with you.
Commander, the communication signal was cut short. Our cargo is located here, but the Cyclops member is escaping. As your mass enter into an autopilot mode and you're unlocked from the pilot seat, you quickly stand up and rush to the briefing room. Vienna is standing inside waiting for you. You've decided to have her prepare all information available and a recap of the battle just now for a revision of what happened. As dangerous as it is, you've put your mass on perimeter control mode, putting it into a defensive stance, awaiting your return to pilot. Elnir had ordered you to return for sustenance, since prolonged missions would just render you not in full and perfect form to battle against more enemies of the caliber. The refueling team should arrive at your position in a few minutes. We've launched them with the catapult as soon as we discovered where you're exiting from. For now, let's review the data we have on our hands. Luckily, your mass did not suffer much damage, so M.A.S.S will only check for any critical damage and reapply defensive coatings to speed up the process. For the Cyclops, we've tracked and traced them, but the skirmish allowed a few of them to escape outside into the vast desert. Quinn is now trying to pinpoint a location where there might be another hideout of the Cyclops, while Lanier is preparing another convoy to retrieve the package as we speak. That'll be all. Please get your supplementary provisions ready. Also, if there are any modifications you'd like to make, better call for it now. We don't have time to waste. Oh? What's calling us from the hangar?
Reporting it. Our engineers have reached your mass and they're currently working on the assessment procedures. Engineering units aren't that sturdy, and in case any quirks show up, I don't want my responsibilities to incur more costs to the PMC, so get working on yourself ASAP, Commander. You heard the clinks and clanks from the screen, showing small engineering robots moving around and about your mass. As you can see, we're all working diligently. I'll give you at most 15 minutes. Wait for the all-green signal before re-entering your pilot seat, alright?
Thank you very much. Commander, when you're finished with everything, head back to the pilot seat. We'll connect you in immediately. By the way, we have downloaded the underground factory plants and it spans much deeper. I fear there will be a lot more enemies and stolen cargo inside. If possible, I'd like us to fully resupply before searching inside. Judging by the security systems we faced, it should be much more dangerous inside the place. But for now, let's focus on what's ahead. It should be only a few more minutes before we're ready, Commander. I've compiled a stack of information about the underground facility we're just in, and see the rabbit hole just got a lot deeper. If we have time, we should take a look inside and see if we can still find any traces of the Cyclops, and why are they using this place? Are they planning to reuse this place as some kind of production facility? Sorry for the interruption, but I'm sending you what I found out.
Brianna probably thanked Quindolio for the information, scanned through all the notes she got, and turned towards you.
Commander, this is inside an area marked with frequent sandstorms. When cross-referencing with old data, Quinn found it as just updated with such data just a few years ago, which shouldn't happen due to the abandonment of the area when the Dwarfs first attacked. It's screaming for us to check it out, and we found all the trails that lead back into this sandstorm spot. It's also not far from the place of our recent skirmish. If our speculations are correct, we'll be stepping into enemy territory, Commander. Expect heavy resistance.
Mission start.
Commander, you're arriving at our last received signal. I'm scanning your vicinity for enemies. We don't want explosives being chucked straight at you. I'm not confident of the remote maintenance. For now, let's check the area over there. Anytime I'm standing around like that, means I'm waiting for the game to resync in its audio. Commander, enemies up ahead! They are still throwing non-piloted units at us, Commander. Dispatch them quickly. There we go. Yeah, that whole section, that's why I stand still sometimes. I've locked their data onto your receptors. You should be able to find more enemies over there. Be careful, Commander. These things will damage your mass unit if you stand still. Does it hurt if I'm next to them when they explode? Commander, I think our commotion had notified quirks in the area. We're going to lose the Cyclops at this point. Void particles converging into the area. Expect the horde in a few seconds. Switching to focus on quirks. I'll need just a second to realign and... Commander, I'm reading some strange seismic activity in the area, alongside a large cluster of void particles. I don't know how to tell you to look out, but please be careful of the ground. Quirks incoming! And that something under descent is not helping out. The void particles that I've been detecting underground had stopped moving over there. Please check it out, but don't stay on the ground, Commander. I'm starting to get the hang of this. Wherever you go, there's always the large skyscraper of a quirk waiting. Is this our luck being bad, or is the world really heading towards a new era of quirks? Back on the threat in front of you. Find an opening when it moves and strike when you can, Commander. never seen a quirk that long with my own eyes. Too bad the Cyclops was able to escape when the quirks arrived. We did some good damage to the army though. For now, please collect whatever you can and return to the convoy waiting at the underground factory.
Unfortunately, the Cyclops units you faced this time was just a small part of a whole organization. But still, you got your machine parts back to a convoy Elenir had prepared and escorted it back to the newly rented research center safely. You then returned to base without any other hassle and finally out from the pilot seat. It has now been a week after the incident, and you're drinking some tea in the briefing area to rest your head. You had your engineers modify a part of the pilot area next to the briefing room into a space they could imitate for accurate long-range controls. Kat and Quinn are both working hard on that unknown object. What did they say? Oh, right. At long last, we can start working on this piece of junk. Brianna walked from the doorway across and stopped just a few steps from you with a cup of tea in her hands. You're reminded of how worried she sounded when the Cyclops member was instantly destroyed by the large quirk before it turned onto you. Thinking back, that was quite an extreme fight, wasn't it? Once again, you remember that quirks can be extremely dangerous. Even with just one of them can be a formidable force. If they come in droves like before, it would take a lot of mass units to counter their attacks. You thought it was fortunate enough to survive the encounter, but personally you'd like to get better so that you can become an ace that can take care of any unexpected event. You gestured for her to take a seat beside you, in which she took up the offer. Finishing your cup of tea, you looked at her. Reina noticed your stare and put her cup down.
What is it, Commander? Why are you staring at me?
Relaxing your stare, you asked her if there are any missions available that could help you become a more formidable pilot.
Yes, Commander. In fact, I've just received a message from Miss Neon about a mission she'd like you to try. However, let me have a look at them first. You understand why, right? No? Then let me drill it into your head, Commander. You always accept anything like you're having fun, and I can't have you do that. It's too dangerous. Now, please stay put and relax. I'll come get you once I'm ready.
I don't know why she's saying it's too dangerous. We're just remote piloting these things, and people are like, word, get sustenance. It's basically a gaming console. Kind of like in Mech Armada, how it portrays you in front of a computer. Also, all this exposition stuff, I understand that they don't have a text for the player character, but the player character is really dumb. They're trying to make you a blank slate, yet they're still making your character really stupid about everything. I don't know. I think it'd just be better if they just took out the mute protagonist, they made it just Rihanna or something. Basically, less is more. They really need to cut the exposition. There's 8 pages of text when 1 page will do. While you were loitering in the development area, looking at how your little genius worked on her part of the decoding process of the mysterious artifact and delegating work to other programmers on your team, staying quiet as you can to not disturb her work, the doors behind you open slowly. See what I mean? Look at that sentence. That's a sentence.
Here you are.
Brianna scanned the room, lowering her voice the instant she heard Quinn clacking away. You always wondered why Quinn doesn't like to use the digitized keyboard, but never had the audacity to ask about it. One should not have to explain their preferences on things like these.
I don't mind. You can talk about it here.
Without turning around, Quinn seemed to notice how you both are willing to step out for your discussions.
Thank you very much, Commander. Miss Neon mentioned that there are a lot of regular missions you can participate in for the benefits of the WDF. I think she mentioned a way to challenge yourself and give benefits to humanity. It'll be fun.
Brianna imitated Neon's smug face while she said those words.
Anyway, I left all the details in the briefing room, and we're searching for you so we can start to talk. And why exactly are you here disturbing Quinn?
That's a misunderstanding. Who in their right mind would disturb Quinn's precious time? You moved your hand in rejection of the notion and started explaining. You're always receiving help, so it might be better to have Quinn develop some sort of training program like the ones you used at the WDF training facility while you were a student there. However, looking at the workload, you were thinking of another plan before Rihanna came in.
The training simulator? Why would you want access to it? I can file a usage request if you'd like.
He explained to her about the training programs you had while you were a pilot in training. Your instructor mentioned that various PMCs around the world used it to train newcomers for team building. You even visited one of the Valkyries during your training. Each PMC can use a course set by the WDF instructors or create their own. If it's possible, Quinn might be able to help you create one that's suitable for your training session.
I'll look into it then. Let's hope it doesn't cost anything, or at least not much to use. Then maybe it's best to leave you here for the moment. Meet me in a few hours at the briefing room, Commander. Oh, Commander, the thing you tasked me with? It's done.
Rena looked up from her desk behind all the stack of papers on her desk. In this day and age, someone who still prefers to use paper still exists and is sitting right in front of you. She once told you they're mostly drafts, brainstorming, and nonsense, and that all important documents are archived digitally.
But before that, let me tell you about the offer Miss Neon gave us.
Switching your focus back to her words, you listened to the mission briefing and the large screen in the room.
First, here is a place located right around the designated red area, one of the origins of the Quarks incident, simply named the Red Line Battlefront. Red Line Battlefront is an area where the WDF set their forward outposts, not just one, to at least defer Quarks from heading further into the area with shelters. We're gonna avoid at various pings around the point. You'll be participating in this battlefront with other PMCs, most likely WDF units, of course. Your mission is to defeat as many Quarks as possible, which sounds ridiculously easy at first. With how the Quarks are, though, we do not have time to cleanse the area of void particles. This means that the longer the fight goes, the stronger the Quarks will be. It has also been reported that a few of those large flying Quarks have been circling the area. And that's the secondary objective. Hold on as long as possible so it does not fly away and cause problems in other areas. That'll be all for the first mission given. On to the next one. So it's a challenge. That's a new thing. Okay. The things we've been doing before have been hunts. The second mission Miss Neon proposed is quite similar, but down south. And that moves straight down toward an area you visited weeks ago. Wait, was it months ago? You can't seem to differentiate time that much now that you've been fighting day in and day out, with days of standing by inside your M.A.S.S unit itself. Do you remember the Oxley power plants? The WDF had another reactor down south that can be overloaded on purpose to release an extremely devastating wave in the area. Each usage costs a lot though, and they wanted as many Quarks as possible to gather before activating the overload process. This is where we, as well as other PMCs, will come in. Why don't they use it last time? I had the same questions as you, so I asked it already. We needed time to repair the walls and barracks after each use. Last time was during the repairs, so we weren't able to use it. So that's it. We'll be one of the decoys, defending that place until we cannot anymore, then retreat. And let the overload process take care of the rest. That will be for the secondary mission given. I mentioned a third mission, but it's a scheduled mission which had just been completed. She said she will contact us if the positions are open and we can apply for the next one, and we can leave for it now. Another challenge. Oh, okay. Now for the request you've asked of me. I sent for the program you designed with Quinn to have Miss Neon review so we can get an easier approval with the WDF. She looked it over and laughed while replying, Rena cleared her throat, changing her tone. This is sick. I'll send you a template to use our simulator machines. Adjust the numbers as following and you're going to have fun. The guys here are too laid back in their training and yours might be able to help me out. Ha 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 ha. She had Miss A send us a detailed list of requirements, a usage contract, paperwork basically. We just have to sign and send it back after receiving approval with the program. Of course, it's already done and the program was approved as soon as I sent it over. I'm wondering if Miss Neon even had to look at it. Whatever, I can't follow you two at all, Commander. Your thought process is... never mind. We can use our pilot seat to connect right into their system, so whenever you want to train, tell me and I'll be your virtual operator guiding you through the program. Briefing over, Commander. Let's hope there's no big incident coming our way so we can get lots of training done. So we got 3 challenges, okay. So is that it for story missions then? I guess that's it for the current story missions. Maybe let's try hopping out. Okay, I guess that's it. For early access 0.7.6. So the next episode will be the 3 challenges and then maybe the hunts using the mechs from that time period. I can actually save those mechs. So that's it for right now. Thank you very much for watching Tran Wins Mass Builder. I'll see you next time.